Welcome to Shivering Timbers Dojo. Tonight we're going to continue our deep dive into Tedori Jujitsu with Tedori brown belt to yellow belt, tip 1, from the fingers and the wrist. Again, brown belt is everything else. So brown belt, in this case, is brown belt. We're going to look at yellow belt again. We're going to add strikes and throws where we can. From the fingers, we don't really add a throw. It's more just take them to the ground and punish them for it. And then, of course, from the wrist, the classic kote gaeshi throw from there. So we'll also talk about when people say, oh, what if they don't actually want to throw from there? We can make them, and we'll show you that. So I'm going to start with the fingers, with the finger splitting technique. This is tip 1 from the fingers. This is the atemi, yubi, tori, wari. So in the yellow belt version of this, we simply went to the fingers. Now that we add the strikes and the throws, again, like I said before, there's no particular strike you need to do on this stuff. Some of the moves that we're going to do very much have a strike. This one, again, it's just a quick grip. Somebody commented, they're like, you know, in what world does anybody ever grab you like that? And the reason is very simple. My hands are up in a placating, like, no, I don't want trouble, mister, gesture. And they go to grab something and manage to get my hand. This is what this is all about. This is what this is where it starts. They've grabbed me, so I grab them back. But I, being in brown belt now, know that they're bigger and stronger than me. So I want to get their attention off the grip they have so I can take the attention away to there, to there. Now, again, there's not really a good throw from here, but I can just bring this down. And again, somebody else asked, you know, what if they do if they move? Well, if they move, I break the fingers. So let's talk about what I'm doing here. Again, right to there. Okay, and it doesn't look like I'm doing much, and people think, oh, you know, she's just going along with it. She's going along so I don't break her. And small v big, if I grab her, again, those fingers hurt. I'm tapping legitimately because I don't want her to break my fingers. It's not that hard to break fingers. Will a broken finger stop a fight? Hopefully, yes. What if they have lots of adrenaline and they're hopped up on the goofy pills and it doesn't stop the fight? Okay, it may not stop the fight, but they're not going to grip you nearly as effectively. You know, I finished out a rugby game with a broken finger, but I didn't tackle anybody right-handed. It was all left-handed because it hurt. You know, they may still keep going, but it's going to hurt. Now, what I can do, again, is use this break and use this grip to put them in a worse position. So from here, let's do a kick to pull them off balance right here. Again, I can... How silly is that?
Very.
I can grab to here and pull to here. This is a break right here. There's the tap, and it happens fast. Now, when we're in pain here, we can move this person down on the ground. And from here, if they move and get crazy with it, look, I can adjust my grip. You know, I adjust it one at a time. I come from here. I've got this stretched. I can grab here. What if they try to make a move? Okay, maybe grab another finger too. If I've got multiple fingers here and they get up, move, hurt me, do something, no. Now, if you say, well, if they're big and strong and willing to take the finger break, they'll just get up and hurt you. Okay, so let's talk about this. I've got this. I've got this. I've got this down here. If she tries to get up and say the fingers don't work for whatever reason, I've still got other things I can do. I mean, I've got the entire repertoire of, you know, oh, you don't like that? Fine, come here. Come here. Come here.
Oh, no.
Come here. The important part is when they're coming at you, they're pushing at you. Stop them. Get them away. Get them down here. Bring this down here and pull this out. Now, if I pull this fingers away from her, she is weak here. I am strong. She's got to come to me. And you can always just be mean and cheat. Monkey stomp them. You know, as my granddaddy said, stomp a bloody mud hole in them and walk it dry. You don't have to be nice from that point. We want to. We want to grab the fingers. We want to do this because if I can threaten with pain that there will be injury and they stop and I don't actually have to injure someone, that's a win. If I have to injure them, fine, so be it. They've made the mistake of attacking me. So when they come in, you don't have to kick. You can spear hand. Everybody says, oh, spear hand's terrible. Spear hand, you use it when you have the ability. Right here. What is she worried about? Here. She's not.
No. No.
Again, just put a hand in the face. Ah, my face. And while they're doing that, you break this and bring them right down. So again, we simply do a strike to wherever and then bring them down. Break fingers if you have to. If they still won't play nice, you've got a dominant position. Make it work from there. Well, this is tip 1 from the fingers. This is the atemi yubi, tori, wari, and this is the alternate version. So we went into great detail when they're grabbing us like this. Once again, I've put my hands up. I don't want them to get me, and they're coming in to grab me, and oh, they get my fingers. But now it's hard to get the thumb. I can't get the thumb well. They're pushing at me. They're pulling me. There's something I can't get it. So I pull the thumb back from here, and then I grab a finger here, and then down we go from there. Now, somebody asked what happens if they move. All right, move. Yeah. I don't have to play nice. All right. But again, that's only part of the equation. If I'm going to push this off, I really need to think about what I'm doing for a kick. You've got a lot of options, especially if you're close in. Knees are your friend, baby. And if knees aren't your friend, though we practice barefoot, there are kicks you can do that shoes absolutely add to the pain. And it's just like you were doing, just like you're practicing your hizagurumas or your sasayashi, as you come into here, kick that thing, stretch that out, grab the fingers, down we go. And again, I've got a dominant position here. If somebody is willing to take broken fingers and thus a less effective grip, because again, let's talk about the broken fingers we're doing here. This is not just a broken finger. This is a broken thumb. I've broken my thumb a couple of times. There is no good way to grip after breaking your thumb. You might still fight. You might still have energy. You might say, I'm going to fight. But when I break the thumb, what you don't have is a solid grip because the bones move now. And it will hurt. And so, since I've already got the grip, if they start swinging and doing things, I'm going to bring you down to here. Again, I stretch this out away from her where she is weak and I am strong. This is not pleasant. If they try to get up, stick it down. And again, boom. Use your feet to their advantage. You've taken them down. Make them understand why not. This is not for competition. Most competitions specifically forbid fingy locks because, again, you might still fight, but then you've broken your finger and, now you've got weeks of rehab. That sucks. When they grab this, you don't have to grab just one finger. You can grab 2 fingers. Again, I can break 3 fingers at once here. I can break 2 fingers and a thumb. It really, really hurts. Even a small person can do it to a big person. And if she punches me first, and I get away, oh, God, this is terrible, right? So when she grabs, again, think about moving at them because before I was pulling, now they're pulling me at them. They're trying to, all right, so here, I'm coming right into them. Did I just strike with an elbow? Yes, I did. Put a strike wherever you can. Pulling me, and they don't want to go? Stomp on that. Down we go. Fingies right to there. So again, you've got options. Whether you're pulling the thumb, or in this case, pushing the thumb off here. Again, this is terrible. If you can get this grip, yeah, this is a wonderful throw from there. For me, not them. Tip 1 from the wrist. So this is the atemi, kote, gaeshi, nage. Very simple. They grab, we strike or kick here, and always throw. Other side. Strike, I like that one, into right to there. All right, so let's talk about what we're doing. We made an entire video helping people understand why she is falling from kote gaeshi or kote tori. We made an entire video explaining that the entire reason she is throwing herself, because she is throwing herself, is to prevent the wrist break. Just like if I throw her ogoshi, she falls and slaps out of it. She's falling and slapping out of it for the same reasons. Now, I've had people say, what if they don't fall? You know, nobody's going to fall that because that really won't break the wrist. Okay, one, they're wrong. So let's talk about this, how we can make this work. Also, I had somebody mad that I scooted in. I'm like, here, let's scoot in. And so I didn't throw it on the concrete. When I tell her to move, when I tell my partners to move, it's because always, always, always take care of your training buddy. If your training buddy gets hurt, if your training buddy, you know, isn't happy, they're going to make you not happy when they get to do the moves to you. So practice nice. All right, so she's grabbed me. All right, first things first, we're going to add a strike or a kick. Again, kicks are great for this one. Kicking with the opposite side foot is real handy because you kick to the knee just enough to stand here. As I step across, now she can't kick me in the groin. Now, again, there's a nice way and a brown belt way to do kote gaeshi. The nice way is fingers on the wrist, big circle, so she can ukemi out. She can do the nice chuga-eri and land. But you can break a wrist this way. Anybody who says no, practice, but, you know, have a good orthopedist on hand because it will hurt. All right, okay? All right. Yeah. So here, I'm going to kick here. I'm going to step here. 2 fingers, no more than 2 fingers. I'm going to lock this in tight. If I lock this in tight and twist, the bones are together. She doesn't really have a choice. If she doesn't move, it's going to break. It's as simple as that. It's a matter of leverage. Other side. Again, so when she grabs me, you know, whatever you do, and you've got to this, you lock this in tight here, boom. Now, if I don't want her to be able to throw herself and fall, I'm going to come down here, and that's just not nice. We do it nice so my uke can protect themselves. Does it look good? Yes. Can they protect themselves? Yes. I've got options. You know, if I'm, again, hit to there and pull to here, because they're big, they're pulling me, they're moving, nobody ever stands here, right? They're trying to pull me away. So I'm gonna create space with my foot. I've got to here, boom, right to here. When I move, I'm gonna throw a microphone at her, and right to here. All right, but let's say she resists. Let's say they're big and they're strong, you know, and I've thrown the knee and I throw here. You can always get them to step. You see that step? Right here, it's the judo version of the Sasayashi. Catch that right there. You catch your foot on their foot. You can also hit them, and as they're stepping forward, keep stepping forward. Sweep the leg. You've got control. Now, you need to do this fast before they do one of the counters we teach. This is true. Well, what if they counter? Then you counter the counter, and now you have jujitsu. Like, that's just how it is. But again, the important part to remember is as you kick this thing and we throw, what if you threw a leg in there and really made it a throw? You could. There's nothing keeping you from doing that. I want to, in a perfect world, we're going to go this way again. In a perfect world, get a big step, and throw her not on the microphone. Good job. This gi hates this microphone. The lapel is just too fat. It doesn't like it. All right. That's the perfect world. You know, I've got the wrist up here. I've got it locked in. I've got it down. She knows she's got to throw herself. But maybe she's big. Maybe she's strong. Maybe it's not a perfect world. I've got her like that. Again, just putting a foot on her foot so she can't move. She's got to fall down there. You can affect the throw. You don't have to just rely on the pretty throw. You can do a mean throw too, whatever works. Because at the end of the day, it's all about, this is a self-defense art. Let me pick on this wrist for just a minute. We're moving in, so I don't fall on the concrete.
I don't like concrete.
Concrete is no fun to fall on. Again, so I'm coming here. She's not liking it. Throw an elbow. Catch a foot there. Look, you can do the throw that way. There's a million ways to do it. If you can think of a way, you can probably throw from there. So don't get stuck on the, well, she's doing a pretty throw. Fine. Then make the throw not pretty, but make it effective and make the move yours. So that was Tedori Jujitsu, brown belt, yellow belt, tip 1 from the fingers and the wrist. The fingers, I made 2 videos, again, just to get people to understand that whether you are grabbing the thumb and pulling or pushing the thumb off and breaking the fingers, again, is a way to break their stance, break their concentration, break the fingers if you have to. Yes, it's a pain compliance, so be careful with it. It is really easy to break a finger. It's about as hard as breaking a chicken wing. Take care of your ukes. When we do kote gaeshi, when we do the wrist flex, you can break a wrist from there. Take care of your ukes. If you think it doesn't work, that's fine, but you have uke try it on you, and you resist and put your own limbs on the line rather than your buddies. Because, yeah, again, have a good orthopedist on speed dial. That said, for those of you who wish to protect yourself, do this, ukemi out, roll out, however you can get yourself to the ground to keep yourself safe. And again, don't forget to practice, different throws from resistance and go from there. If you still don't like these, come into class. We'll show you why they work. Other than that, y'all stay safe. Thanks.